players look really good. They look excited. They look like they're in great shape. And excited about the newcomers. It's nice to be in there with a full room, to have our full contingent. And again, just excited about the newcomers. A couple announcements. Alvante Bell and Justin Day are not going to report and probably not going to make it to enroll here at UK. We're waiting on two more, Nate Willis and Melvin Lewis. We're waiting on those two. We expect them to be here shortly. How long that takes, we'll see. But again, a lot of excitement in the air. Players look good, and excited to get going today.
Mark, do you know where Alvante is?
Alvante's he's not gonna qualify to enroll at UK, so we're gonna help him get to another place.
Mark, talk about the freshmen, if you would, and how many you think will have to help you to make it successful.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I would anticipate, we certainly need them. They make us better right away, just with depth, just with practicing, and all those things. We'll see who jumps out at us right away, and see how the process goes. I'm excited to see them as well. I know you all want to hear about them, and really I can't wait to coach them, to be honest with you, along with seeing, how much progress the upperclassmen made throughout the summer. But we're excited to get out there and see what they can do.
Do you have a number as to how many?
I really can't. I mean, certain positions were very low in numbers. Certainly wide receiver is one that jumps out at us right away, that you would hope that some of those guys could come in and contribute. Javis is here. Javis Blue is here, and he'll go through practice today. So it'll be good to see what he can do.
Mark, Ashley's not going to talk today. I know he's on
Yeah.
the roster right now. With his situation, how would you handle his eligibility or his status with you guys?
Yeah, he's cleared to practice right now, so he's recovering, and he's in good position to practice. He'll go through everything, normal activity right now. We're going to work through that right now. I'm not ready to name a penalty here today. He's gone through an awful lot. We need to continue to go through the legal process, see what happens. I'm just trying to gather as much information as I can before we make any decision on his future or suspension or anything like that.
Coach, is Blaylocks, the two Blaylocks, are they okay?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Coach, what are the spoken goals for the team when you meet with the entire team? What are the goals you set for this season?
To embrace the process. We talked a lot last night, and throughout the summer, throughout camp, the message is just simply to embrace the process, get better. I know that's boring to hear sometimes, but it's true. We can't determine, the only thing we can do is go out there today and perform well and improve our football team. And really, that's all they need to concentrate on, is getting better, embracing that process, working extremely hard, and laying that foundation.
Coach, can you talk to the Davis twins? Could you update on their appeal, and also just talk about what they add to your football team whenever they are eligible?
Yeah, they give us some depth and give us some guys, again, that are good athletes, good players, versatile. So, we'll see where they fit in. They won't be able to play this year.
Is that a definite they won't be able to play?
As of right now. That's what.
Coach, you're only about 7 players right now. I know we've got a big one from Louisville, but will that be a focus as you go on to continue recruiting, to look at Louisville as a focal point of a place to recruit?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole state is important to us, and certainly Louisville will be in there recruiting extremely hard, and there's very good coaching and very good football in Louisville, and so yes, it is important for us to get in there and recruit them.
Mark, in your mind, what would make this first season? How do you define success for this first season?
Just improvement, drastic improvement. I don't know. I don't know exactly where we're at. We'll see. We're going to go out there and we're going to get to practice today, and we're going to go about our business, and we're going to grind hard each and every day to make this team better, and we'll see where that goes, and we'll talk about that at the end of the year.
Are
know,
you
the fact
seeing-
that you had to kind of hang up your whistle for the summer and be a keynote speaker, when you woke up today knowing that this is football season, what did you think? What did you feel?
I was excited, I really was. You know, to be honest with you, I didn't sleep very good last night, I was ready to go. And so I think that excitement, that anticipation, you know, we had a great meeting last night with our players, very attentive, and you know, they're excited to get going, the coaches are excited, so, you know, we're ready to get out there.
Coach, are you seeing good leadership from seniors on this ball club?
I am, yeah, I am. I'm seeing good leadership, and one guy that jumps out at me in particular is Avery. You know, it really jumps out as a very, very strong leader, and there's others as well, but he's a guy that he's a cut above right now as far as his leadership, and so, you know, that's a good guy to start with.
Coach, there's been a lot of negativity with off-field issues in the media in the summer. What is the positivity, the buzz around this program done for your program and your players?
Yeah, that's a good point. I have been proud of our guys for the most part. We're not perfect by any stretch, but our guys have done a good job of trying to stay out of trouble. And when you have 105 guys in that room, we're not going to be perfect. But the guys have done a good job. There has been a positive buzz. And I think our players, again, they feel that. You know, they feel the positive energy. They know there's a lot of people that have great interest in what they're doing. They feel the support throughout the state, and they're excited. They want to go out and produce for the people of this state, for themselves, for this university, so we can have a lot of pride in what we're doing. And so I think that's a good part of what's going on.
Mark, it appears that one of the strong positions on your team is tight end. What's your plans for that position?
Yeah, it is a good position, and we have some good depth, and you know, a couple of those guys are banged up or have had issues in the past with backs and so on, so it's good that we have good numbers there, and it gives us a chance to be a little bit more versatile. And Neil will be up here in a little bit. You could grill him a little bit on that, but you know, it gives us a chance to do some different things, and Neil will do that, and we will do that as a football team. We'll adapt to the best players we have and be able to be multiple in what we're doing.
You talked about in general being happy to have a full room. Is Tommy Maynard the happiest guy on the staff? And how much will that affect just your ability to practice? To have?
Well, it will affect our ability to practice, and it's great to have that depth. And with the practice, you know, and you guys will get in there at some point and be able to see that. But we're going to do 2 separate practices. We call it 2 spots. So basically 1s and 3s will be on one field, and 2s and 4s will be on another. And so there's a whole bunch of reps going on. So we need that depth.
How much of your quarterbacks got done since the last time you really did?
I just think managing the offense, being in command of that huddle, the operation, the speed at which we're doing things, and obviously leadership.
What, as far as, will anything change from the spring as far as you're concerned about how much time you spend on the defensive end or the offensive end, or even with special teams?
Yeah, it will change a little bit. I will be more involved with the defense as far as defensive meetings, the preparation, and being out on the field and being involved. I will certainly have my presence, you know, in the special teams meetings and in offensive meetings as well. But I will be involved.
How do you take the comments made at the SEC media meetings in terms of people running area of offenses and things? Coaches started rebelling against it. What's your thought about that?
My stance has been the rules are what they are, so we're going to play by the rules that we have. And you know, obviously, it's a little bit interesting for myself being a defensive coach my whole career and hiring a person offensively who's going to run the tempo. So I understand the good and the bad that goes with it, and it's our decision to go with that style because it gives us the best opportunity to move the football and to ultimately win games.
What's the bad?
Well, the bad is just, you know, when it doesn't go well, that your defense is going to be out there, though. That's a fact. And you know, and so sometimes the numbers lean that way, but we're in a winning business. The bottom line is to try to win games. And so the rules are what they are. I certainly don't have the time or the staff to do a bunch of research to see with injuries and all that. That's for somebody else to make that decision, not me.
Sorry.
What's
You
that?
talked this summer about letting kind of the veteran guys know that they're your guys now, that they're not the old coaching staff's guys. How did you go about doing that? How did you go about building relationships with those guys?
Well, it's just about trust, and the only way you build trust is you earn it, and by the work that we do and what we're doing, and the relationships that we're building. And we're not there yet. We're not perfect. We're still working on that. We'll get closer as this camp goes on.
Mark, with Willis, are you just waiting for him to get clearinghouse that he got everything done that he needs to have done?
He has finished up all his classes, so we're waiting on that.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
As a first-time head coach, do you have any concerns about being patient yourself and realize you can only do so much every day?
Yeah, daily. Yeah, it's hard, but and we preach that to the players, and it's true. We're gonna build this program brick by brick, and we have to lay the foundation. We have to do our work each and every day. There's no shortcuts. I said that from day one, and we want to go to work every day, give an honest day's work, and we expect our players to do the same thing, and just lay the foundation and get better. That's all we can control.
What are characteristics that your defense will have that you know from all your years of coaching?
Well, we better have some toughness about us, and we better play hard. It's very important defensively. You can overcome a lot of things. It doesn't take any talent to know what you're doing and to play hard and play relentless. And you put that together, and you could do some good things.
Mark, early in your career, you had, early in your career, you worked a lot with secondary, had some pretty profound turnarounds, especially interceptions. What is about your teaching style? What are you teaching kids there to do that?
Well, I don't know if there's any one specific area that you can get into in detail about what I'm doing, with the secondary, but I think a lot of that has to do with the system and what you're doing, and you put them in a position to be successful. Yes, sir.
Mark, what have you seen or expect maybe out of Jason Hatcher this year, and will he be able to play as a true freshman?
Well, he looks very good, and he's from everything I've heard from our strength coaches is he had a great summer. He looks very good right now. He's in great shape. In just watching the film and knowing the type of competitive person he is, I would expect him to come in and contribute this year.
Coach, were there any specific guys that you saw last night that you hadn't seen in a while, maybe thought, wow, this kid really did go after it this year?
Yeah, they all look good. They really did. They look good. I like the way they went about their business this summer, and you could see the results. You'll get a chance to see them here shortly, but yeah, I don't know if there's any one person, because really a lot of them looked a lot better.
Mark, are you going to does Neil have full authority making a quarterback decision, you and him together? Do you make that call? How will all that
No, I'll make that call. Of course, I trust Neil, and he's, I think, as we go through camp, we'll work together on that, but ultimately, that'll have to be my decision with great input from Neil.
How do you keep it from being a quarterback controversy and make it a quarterback competition? I mean, is that a fine line that you walk?
Well, I think, as we go through camp and we build what we're doing here, that there's a trust factor there. Our players need to trust that we're going to put every one of them in a position to be successful, and they have to trust and be confident that whoever is behind center can lead this team and help us win. And that goes for any position. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be things happen. There's already been attrition, and it's got to be the next man up mentality.
Are you comfortable running multiple quarterbacks, or do you want one guy by the end of the game?
I think anybody would like to have one guy, but again, you have to make sure you make the right choice. And so if it takes game reps, then that's what we're going to do.
Blue not being here during the summer, how much does that set him back going into?
Pardon me?
Blue not being here during the summer, how much does that set him back, or should it not be a big factor?
Oh, it certainly hurt him a little bit, set him back a little bit. Yeah, we prefer to have him here all summer so he could just get acclimated to the conditioning, if nothing else. But yeah, the good news is we have quite a few practices before the first game.
Mark, are Sedarius and Bud Dupree, are they at the level of defensive end you've worked with?
Yeah, they really are. Yeah, we'll see if their production will be up there, like some of the guys we've been around. But they really are, ability-wise, and And I really like the way they go about their business. They're very sincere, and they're competitive guys by nature. And so, I like where they're at.
Coach, you like a 4 down lineman or 3, or what's your scheme on the defense?
Yeah, we're 4 down for the most part. I mean, we'll get multiple on some 3rd down or some certain teams or some spread packages. We can mix it up, and we have that ability to mix it up, but we're primarily a 4 down.
Coach, last year, the defense, I think, only caused about 10 turnovers. You've been a defensive guy for a while. What can you do in practice to up that stat?
Well, you have to emphasize it, and I've been on both ends of that. I've been around some defenses that we've gotten all kinds of turnovers, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. But the bottom line is that you do have to emphasize it, and you have to practice that, and so on. And we'll do all those things necessary.
Mark, is your number one concern depth, or if it's not, what would it be?
Well, of course, I think it's fair to say depth would be the first thing, and then the second thing would be explosive playmakers.
Mark, how do you think some of the guys that were recruited by the previous staff play some of the positions that don't really exist anymore, like the rover, hybrid, linebacker, Corey Brown, kind of guys like that? How those Josh Harris guys, how have they accepted?
Well, Corey really, even in our system, we have some spots for him as well. So there's if you're a good football player, we'll find a position to help us. And we need every player we can get. And Corey is a guy that will be doing some of those multiple things for us as well.
Coach, with the quarterback competition, we know that you're waiting for one guy to kind of step up. What is holding each of them back from being the guy? What are the aspects that each need to improve to be that guy?
Well, to this point, it's been just an understanding because everything was so new to them. Even just the operation of getting the ball out quicker and just fundamentally, let alone the scheme. So there was a lot for them to take in the spring. That's why it'll be interesting to see who progressed through the summer, and then who jumps out at us through this fall camp. So they have quite a bit on their plate for the first 15 practices. So you can understand why I'd be hesitant to try to name a starter and force that issue when we weren't ready to do that.
You talked about how you felt about the offensive line coming out of spring, and did any of those new guys who signed possibly contribute to that?
I hope so, but it's hard sometimes for O-linemen. That's one position where you prefer to let them grow up a little bit and mature and gain some strength. There's some decent D linemen in this league. Yeah. So.
We got time for a couple more.
Coach, over the offseason, you expressed an interest in getting back to coaching and getting away from the things on the side. Why is that? What is it about coaching that gets you back going?
Well, I just think that's where us coaches are most comfortable. At least that's where I am. I'm comfortable out there working with the guys, and you feel like you're making progress, with your team and with our program. And so that's why it's exciting for me to get out there and to just be around those guys is to help them get better and become a better football team.
You mentioned the quarterbacks, and it'll be interesting to see how they progressed over the summer, and as far as understanding, is it the same thing on the defensive side of the ball? How much they retained from the spring and were able to maybe add to it over the summer?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's definitely the same thing. We feel like, again, we've had good leadership, with Avery and some guys through the summer. They did some good work with 7-on-7 on their own, from what I understand, and we'll see how much they did and how much they progressed, but it'd be interesting to see.
Defensive back is an area that you talked about needing to get better. It's obviously an area sort of expertise for you. How closely will you work with Derek throughout the camp and sort of monitoring those guys and coaching them?
I will be more involved than I was in the spring. In the spring, it was just getting to know all of our players and managing the whole team, and of course I still need to do that. But I will get in there and meet with the defensive backs and coach the defensive backs and assist with Coach Elliott and all the defensive coaches in helping. It's all hands on deck for us. We need everybody we can to help us get better.
Mark, what do you What do you expect out of the freshman McGinnis as a kicker this year? Is he possibly be your starting kicker?
Possibly. Austin is a great young man, and he's a hard worker, and we'll see. We'll see where he's at. But yes, he could help us.
Coach, what was the latest on Melvin Lewis?
He's finishing one. He's got one class he's finishing up right now.
So you think he is going to be eligible this year?
That's what the plan is.
Because at defensive tackle, I think your top 3 guys are all seniors. Who behind them do you feel are going to be ready to step up? Once they graduate.
Yeah, you're right. That was an area for us. That's one of the reasons we went after Melvin. The nice thing for him is he is 3 for 2 as well. So if he misses a great deal of camp and he can't get caught up, then we'll see where he's at. But he will be needed in the future for sure.
Last question. Is that it?
Do you have any concerns that the expectations of your fans are perhaps unrealistic given all the excitement about recruiting, et cetera?
Yeah, I think we're all excited. I want the fans excited about what we're doing. I want the fans excited about the hard work that these players have done. Again, I've said that before. I think most people understand where we're at as a program and where we want to get to.